I just don't. It's not worth my time. I don't care. You know, it's just water off a duck's ass, okay? And that's the way it has to be. Water right off a duck's ass. Hey, if you've had a real sighting, let me know your findings down below in the comments. But do I think Bigfoot's real? No, I don't. I mean, everybody's got some sort of something nowadays. How can you not? The world's crazy. We all need therapy. Yep, out on a hike. I know, exciting, right? I'm in an area that I just discovered. I mean, it's not anything new. It's just new to me. I'm in an area that I'm usually on my bike. So being on foot, I was like, oh, check this out. Let me go for a walk. I'm in the Myles Standish State Forest, also known as the Pine Barrens of Massachusetts. So if you want any more information on that, feel free to look up Myles State Forest in Massachusetts. That's where I am. But I just discovered this trail, and I thought I'd bring you along, do a little talking, maybe do a little griping, and maybe mention a few things. So yeah, got some exciting things coming up for next week. So if this isn't your thing, you have a good weekend. Look at this view. There's some really cool things along this trail, so let's get to it. So this is the view of where I'm at right now. This trail, I believe, is around three plus miles, depending on where I go. I'm not sure I entered the trail at the trail head or the beginning. But yeah, most of the people that I saw out in the main parking lot, they were on bikes. And there's enough trails in here that, you know, if you don't get discouraged. If you come here and the parking lot is full, you still, chances are, may not even see one person out, because there are so many trails here. People are on their bikes, people are hiking and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, more camping videos coming soon. It's just that weird time of year for me where I just kind of like to get out. You know, I kind of like to get out and not do so much filming and just kind of live life. You know, the fall season is only here for a short time, and I don't know, I guess I just want to be fully present and do my thing, I guess. Look at this. Look at this color right here. Look at that tree. You probably can't even see the full of what I'm seeing right now, but we may be coming up on the peak season here in Massachusetts or New England. The trees aren't really that bright this year due to the weather or lack of rain and all that. This is beautiful. Can you see that? So this trail that I'm on right here goes around this entire body of water right here, whether it's a pond, lake, river. It's not a river, but lake. I think it's a lake. And it surprises me that, yeah, I'm still in shorts. It's like almost mid-October, for crying out loud. All right, I'm going to continue on this little hike. We'll talk about some things. Something that really shocked me when I saw it. So I'm going to mention it, but I'll bring you back in a few. Even though I'm a YouTuber myself, I like to film my adventures and all that kind of stuff. I still watch other YouTubers, and I watch all things camping, okay? And I had noticed an absence in somebody that I like to watch, but I really didn't think anything of it when I noticed there was an absence, because sometimes, YouTubers, they take breaks, they might be away doing, whatever. So I didn't really think anything of it at first when I noticed an absence. Then I noticed a long absence. I'm like, why isn't this person showing up on my feed anymore? I'm subscribed to them. How come I'm not seeing any of their content? So I went to their channel on purpose. I clicked on an Idiot Outdoors. I don't know if you're familiar with that channel at all. Another outdoor channel. He was pretty passionate about what he did. He didn't do any of the, cabin camping or anything like that. He was strictly wild camping, out on, boots on the ground type of deal. And he was called an Idiot Outdoors. And the reason I'm saying in the past tense is because I learned he had taken his own life. All right. Yeah, someone I watched on a regular basis. They had the same type of schedule. I think a lot of YouTubers upload on Sundays, and I noticed there was an absence. So then, of course, I went straight to the comments, on his last video. And you can kind of, I don't know if that was just like the way he is or was, but he seemed a little sad. I don't know if it's sad or just down, or I don't know. I don't know if I can tell, or maybe I can't tell, or maybe I'm reading too much into this. But I guess I want to say, and someone had made a good point on a post I had made out, because I was in shock when I found this out, when I learned that. Yeah, he was maybe dealing with some demons like a lot of people do. He left behind a wife and 2 girls, and it's just sad, it's sad to feel that that's the only solution to how you're feeling. And somebody else made a comment on my post. Sorry, I can't think of your channel name right away. I'm sorry, but they had mentioned that men's mental health is something that not enough people either talk about or address. And it got me thinking, they were right. Mental health or depression doesn't know whether you're a male or a female, okay? But I think it's not talked about enough, maybe in the male aspect of things, because we think men are supposed to be tough. They're supposed to be strong. They shoulder a lot of the burdens and blah, 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 And at the end of the day, men are people too, okay? And there's no shame in needing to get things off your chest or talk. Basically what I'm saying is, talk to somebody if you feel you're in a place of desperation. And maybe talking to somebody might make that moment pass, and you don't act on the feelings that you're having in your low moments, I don't know. So I just wanted to say rest in peace to Paul from An Idiot Outdoors. We all need to do some more talking to each other, I guess, I'm not going to assume to know what anyone else is going through. I don't know anybody from just watching YouTube videos. And that brings me to another point. It always surprises me that people think they know you, just from a video that you might have put out. They've seen a couple videos, so they feel like they know you, and they can just say, whatever it is they want. Yeah, people feel secure when they're not face to face. People feel secure when they're like armchair fucking warriors. And yeah, matter of fact, my last camping video, someone said, "Oh, you're so fake because you're at a public campground." No, I'm not. And I even mentioned in the video I'm on private property, and thank you to them for actually letting me stay there. Okay? So, wrong. Not a public campground. Private property. And they went so far as to zoom in on the picnic table. All right, they zoomed in at all my stuff on the picnic table, and they're like, that little blue tube, that's marijuana. Why are you so fake? I'm actually not. And I made no secrets about blazing, all right, when I'm out camping. Or maybe I'll have a beer. Is that any different, or is that better for you? You know, it's like, so what? You know, did I smoke a joint? No, I smoked a whole fucking lot of them, all right? How's that? How's that for you? All right. Too bad. So, yeah. I don't feel like I shouldn't have to hide anything that's on the table. So whatever you see that's out, you know, you might see my vape. You know, I quit smoking well over a year ago, so I'm kind of glad about that. So yeah, maybe I do vape. Oh well. 3%, yeah, I think it's not that bad. Oh well. You know, or the people that leave you comments saying, "Oh yeah, it looks like you've been to a lot of great places, but your video quality sucks. It's really, really bad." You know what? Maybe it was because you're commenting on a video that was like 6-7 years ago. Yeah, it probably was bad. I agree with you. Absolutely. Video quality was pretty shit, you know? But like those type of things, it's like, I almost feel like I shouldn't even have to say anything because your comments kind of speak about who you are, actually. You know, I don't respond to any of them. I have really thick skin. It doesn't really bother me. You're not going to make me go cry or anything like that. I know that people think they know you, you know, from like watching like 30 minutes or something on a YouTube video, but you don't, you know. And it just kind of makes me, it kind of cracks me up a little bit. It really does. And then I don't know, a lot of YouTubers go through a lot, you know. YouTubers go, especially like the real big YouTubers and everything like that. It's like I can't even imagine, you know. So yeah, if my video qualities suck, maybe they do. I don't have professional editors, okay. And oh well. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not changing up anything I do, you know. I do things to improve. I do things that I think are interesting. And if it's not, it's not. You know, not every single video is a banger, as they say. Not every single video is this epic camping adventure, you know, where you drove, you know, all these, you know, millions of miles, or you set up this crazy shelter, or you did this. It's just not. Getting outdoors doesn't have to be an elaborate camping trip. It just doesn't, you know. What do I have? You know, I got a shitty tripod that I'm filming on right now. I have a trekking pole and a little teeny backpack with a snack and a bottle of water. That's it. We're not cooking anything. We're not coffeeing. We're not doing any of that crap. We're just going for a walk and a talk. Yeah. And, yeah. Guess I'm a little chatty on this one. Let me show you the scenery. This trail that I'm on, this connects into the reservoir trail, okay? So this is going to turn into a different trail. Right now we're just kind of hugging along the side of the lake here. And what I noticed about this trail, because I've been on it probably about 10 times already, is you hardly see anybody out walking around on this trail. And I think that's awesome. And if you do, what's your interaction? Like, half a second as they walk by? But look how thin this trail is. It's really, really tight in some spots. All right, it's going to open up a little bit right here. But yeah, this is amazing. See, these are the little things I usually miss when I'm on my bike because I'm out on the paved part. Like, this is beautiful, huh? I've been walking a lot of miles. I've been in here a couple times already in the past few days. I'm like, yeah, let me film this. You guys might like it. Anybody from Massachusetts, you're probably familiar with the Myles Standish State Forest. And this just happens to be just one of many awesome trails. Love coming out here. Just gonna continue walking along, and I guess I got some things to say on this in this short little video. Obviously, I'm not gonna be sitting here flapping my gums the whole 3 miles of this hike. Just walking and talking, showing you a little bit of the scenery of where I am today. Check this out. Supposed to get up to almost 80 degrees today. Can you believe that? It's October. Wow, look how skinny this trail is right here. I know the camera really doesn't pick it up, but it's this particular trail right here is not overly used. Look behind me. Hey crows, what's up? Love crows. Wow, this trail is getting thin. I think what they did, this might be part of the trail that's not open, and then I end up picking up the trail again once I get onto the road, because this is really this is weird. It's like I was on an established path, and this just seems to keep going further and further, like into like the hello, into the jungle. And I think it's going to bring me out onto the street, where I end up having to walk down the street a little bit. We'll see. And then we dip back into the woods, and I think that's happening here. I'm not sure. Nope. Ow. No. All right. This is the trail, but it's actually not really a trail. Oh, why'd I wear shorts? I'm gonna be scraping up my legs. Oh shit. Oh well. Okay. Back towards the water again. Yeah. Oh, head this way. Had to show you this. Like, this is the trail that I'm on, or that it turned into. Do you even see a trail? No, it's just like we're just like bushwhacking through the brush here, and I'm gonna be all scraped up. Whoa. Ow. What the? Oh man, ow, ow, ow. Yep, totally scraping. Oh well, it is what it is. It's not too bad, but I am questioning why I went this way. Like, I can hear the road way out there, because eventually I'm gonna have to get on the road, walk down the road a little bit, and then get back on the trail. You might even be able to see cars through the trees. All right. And we're going. God. You know what I'm doing? Yep, that's right. I'm getting rid of those like spider webs. You know, when you're walking down the trail and you just like plant a face right into a big web of spiders, or spider web. That just happened a couple times. This always freaks me out when I get to this point in the trail, because it almost looks like I'm going deeper into like the jungle off a trail. Ow. Yep, totally scratching my legs up. All right, guys, I'll bring you back in a few minutes. God. All right, so I am now out on the street, and apparently Yeah. All right, so that portion may have been closed. That's where I came out of. And we're just gonna walk down the street this way. Isn't that pretty? Wow. So yeah, we're just gonna walk down the street. And pick this trail up, I believe around the corner right over there. All right, we're gonna come in here now. Looks like we're on another part of an established trail. Like, see, I don't even know where this goes. All right, that just goes to the water. Never mind. All right, we're gonna continue on. Right now, I know you do hear traffic, but the further in we go, you won't hear any of this. Still a skinny little trail. Beautiful colors, right? This is so beautiful. I absolutely love it in here. Like, I'm on like this little kick again where I'm back in here. Usually I am in the Freetown Forest. I got a few secret little spots that I like to go to in the Freetown Forest, but I mean, come on. Look at that scenery. How beautiful. We're expecting rain tomorrow, so I made it a point to try and get out here today. Gonna have a temperature drop where it's supposed to be, you know, more like regular fall temperatures and not running around like it's still summertime in October. Oh, look at this. So what I'm looking at here is a little wooden type of a walkway. When I first saw this, I was like, wow, what is this? And then I noticed this over here. So about 17, 18 years ago, this whole thing and what's up ahead was put into place by the Jake Morrison Eagle Project. So Troop 51 from 2008. I guess this was their project. The little walkway right here, they did a good job. And then it keeps on going down. And there is something else that's pretty cool that I can show you. So we're getting to that. Yeah, it's a cool little walk, right? But yeah, my first break that I'm going to stop at, or at least just sit down and have a little bit of water, is coming up. So talk to you in a few. I still can't believe I haven't run into anybody. Okay, well, apparently there are people on the trail. Shit bags, leaving their shit rags. Huh, look at that. Unbelievable. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. I think this was probably left by the Jake Morrison Eagle Scout Project, Troop 51. They had left this bench right here, and it overlooks down here. Let's get a perspective on where we started out. Whoa! Wow, look how low the water is. Wow. Look at this. Holy shit. Yeah, we definitely could use some rain. You can't walk out here. Yet here I am. Wow. I think let me see if I can zoom this in a little more. I think for a perspective, we started out somewhere over in that direction, and then we've kind of looped it around along the trail. We ditched up onto the road, came back onto the trail, came all the way around, and we're here. We still have a long ways to go, but I mean, I'm not taking you on the whole entire hike, so don't worry. Don't worry. All right, I'm gonna sit here and just take my first break, have a little bit of water, and then we move on. So I'm just sitting on that bench that we just came up on, and I'm just looking out into the water. Just having a little bit of water. Like I said, I didn't bring anything, you know. I brought a crappy tripod. Just got like a little Reebok little day pack. It's actually my pocketbook. I use a backpack for a pocketbook if I did. So I got that, and I got my water bottle in it and a snack. That's it, you know, trek and pull. But yeah, I love this hike. I just wanted to come out and I guess just say a few things, you know, and acknowledge an idiot outdoors. Acknowledge that, you know, I was a supporter, a watcher. Maybe I didn't comment, but I always watched. I always gave a like, and I always give people that I watch, you know, a like. I guess I got a lot of things to say. But thank you for coming along on whatever this is. We're going to continue that hike, and the winds are picking up, and I'll see you in a few. I've mentioned before in other videos, you know, I do have some sort of anxiety or social anxiety or whatever you want to call it. I mean, everybody's got some sort of something nowadays. How can you not? The world's crazy. We all need therapy. We all need Jesus. That's what we need. But, yeah. Beautiful. Oh, look at that leaf. Beautiful color. I'm glad I could bring you along on this little hike. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome. This is the beauty of the Northeast in the fall. New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont. Leaf peepers all over the place. People drive all the way up here, you know, to be able to come like look at the leaves. Look at the leaves, man. They're popping. They're friggin' popping. Woo. Just making sure nobody's behind me and be like, look at this person up here talking to herself on trail. Yeah. Bring you back in a few. Another little walkway. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So that's where we just came from, and this is what I'm coming up on. Look at this. what's kind of crazy, these old cement little barriers to prevent motorized vehicles from coming down here. These have been here a long time. Sorry about the road noise. You'll be able to see road. Yep, see the road right there. But yeah, check that out, huh? That is really cool. Now, you wouldn't know, like you could walk out onto the street and continue on up over there. Oh, look at that. Pretty. Or continue on. But the trail actually goes up this way. I found that out. It doesn't go all the way like up there. In staying on this path, it kind of leads off to the right, and I'll show you that in a minute. But what an unbelievable place. Everything is here that you need. You know, if you like camping at a campground, I particularly don't, but they do have camping here, so feel free to check that out. They also have tons of bike trails through here. There's a lot of different walking paths and trails, as you can see. Let me look behind me. I'm out in like the middle of nowhere. Now it looks like I'm heading up into some power lines and hills up there. I haven't explored up that way, so one day I'm going to do that. But that's not today. We're eventually going to take a right. Whew. Alright. Now, unless you looked over to the left or right, you wouldn't know that this trail continues. You would just think to just keep going straight. But nope. Now, I think if we head that way, there's a Bentley Loop trail that'll bring you going that way, but we're going into the abyss. No, just kidding. Yeah, so we're walking around this whole entire area right there. So that's where we are. But yeah, getting back to the YouTube aspect of things, I'm just going to tell you now, you know, and I've mentioned it before, like, this isn't my job, all right? I do this because I like to share my adventures, okay? And yeah, obviously it's to be viewed, but it's also for me, okay? I do these, I guess, as kind of like a running account of my adventures in my life. So one day, and there will be a time for you, there will be a time for me, when we're not going to be able to move. We're not going to be able to get out. We're not going to be able to go hiking, you know, due to, you know, health or age or restrictions or mobility or whatever it is, you know. So I try to get out there as much as I can. This isn't my job, all right? I've had careers. I've made the money. This isn't my job, okay? I choose not to be a monetized channel. Can I be? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, I can be monetized tomorrow if I wanted to be. I choose not to. I don't want to make this a job, okay? I don't want to chase content. I want to do what I want to do, and that's what I do. And I appreciate all of you for coming along with me on whatever it is that we're doing out here, you know? I mean, there's nothing special about what's going on here. Nothing. I'm bringing you my adventures. Anybody can be a freaking YouTuber if they want to. Anybody. Anyone. So, if people want to do this to make money, then more power to you. Good luck. Wow, this path is like, it's pretty thin. Pretty thin. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this hike. This is New England at its finest, as far as I'm concerned, you know. Best time of year. You know, you get the warmth of the season, you get less bugs. It's just gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it. Video definitely turned into something else, you know. I wanted to focus more so on the scenery, this hike and this area, and then I just you know, I guess I wanted to just say a few things and acknowledge, you know, the passing of Paul from an Idiot Outdoors. It just hit me hard. And the reason why it hit me hard, do I know him? No, I don't. From one human to another, to realize that someone out there felt that that was the answer. They had no other way. That was the way to end the pain. That was the way, you know. We've all been distraught. Trust me, I've had my moments. We've all been distraught. And sometimes, yeah, it is hard to open up to people. And especially when you do open up to somebody and they don't even ask how you're doing. Especially if they know something has been traumatic in your life, you know. And I'm going to just say something, hear me. Just because somebody is nice, doesn't make them like a good person. I said that, yeah. You know, and I've realized that there's been people that have been really nice, but when it came down to the fiber of who they weren't there. They weren't there. We're in a world of instant gratification. We're in a world of selfishness, narcissistic behaviors, grandiose main character energy, you know? Everybody's out here trying to be seen, you know. At the cost of what, though? At the cost of somebody else's expense, you know. You get your armchair warriors that want to try and rip you apart. Don't pay them no mind. You know why? Like I said earlier, it has everything to do with them and not a damn fucking thing to do with you at all. They're miserable. They want to take away your shine. They're going to grasp at straws to try and say you're this or you're that, or you're not authentic, or you're not this or that. Fuck those people. And don't let them bother you. Continue smiling. And that's how I see it. It doesn't bother me, you know. And at the end of the day, they say, oh, when people start hating on you, it means you made it. Big fucking deal. Made what? Made what? What'd I make? What'd I make? I'm out here making memories. That's what I'm doing. And people can either come along and join me, or they can choose not to. You know, still gonna do what I'm gonna do. Anyway, this has been very talky. I'm gonna focus more on the walkie, and I'll bring you back in a few. You know what else pisses me off? It just struck me the other day when, you know, I buy my coffee at Cumberland Farms. I like to make my coffee myself. I don't go to, like, you know, the Starbucks or the Dunkins or anything like that. I get the cheap coffee and I like it. It works for me. So, you know, every time I go to the Cumberland Farms, they're like, oh, do you get the app? Do you want to save, you know, X amount of cents, a couple cents? I'm like, no, actually, I don't. I don't want to download your app. I just want you to give me the savings, if there is savings to be had. I don't want to have to give you my name and my address and my phone number and my shopping habits and where I like to go and what town I live in and blah, 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 just to save 3 fucking cents on a cup of coffee, you know? I don't want to download all these apps, you know? I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna, you know? What are your thoughts on that? Like, everything's a friggin' app now. You know, I want to talk to a real person when I call somebody. I don't want to have to download an app. There's a lot more, trust me, but that just came to me. All right, now I'm just going to... Bye. seeing like a ton of mushrooms on the trail. I mean, look at this. Look at this little guy right here. He's a biggin. He's a biggin. Look at that. We haven't really had a frost yet, so everything is still growing by way of like shrooms and stuff. Nice, nice. All right, back in the forested hello? 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 Anybody out there? Bigfoot, are you there? Are you there, Bigfoot? Speaking of the Bigfoot, the big-footed creature, do you believe in Bigfoot? We're just all over the place in this video. We are just all over the place. Do you believe in Bigfoot? I'm not sure if I really do. I know I might joke around and say, oh yeah, Bigfoot and blah, blah, blah. I don't think I believe it. Do I believe there's something out in the woods that people might see? Yeah, maybe. But I think people see what they want to see. And I could be wrong. Hey, if you've had a real sighting, let me know your findings down below in the comments. But do I think Bigfoot's real? No, I don't. I said it, all right? I said what I said. I don't think Bigfoot is real. I don't think there's enough visual evidence, I guess, with the camera technology we have, and all we can get is like a grainy, way off in the distant photo at best. That's so you don't see the zipper in the back. I don't believe in Bigfoot. I believe there could be something out there, but do I think it's your classic Bigfoot? What people say no, I don't. I just don't. UFOs? That I believe. I believe in UFOs. Do you? And what's a UFO anyways? Did I say I believe in little green Martian men? No, but there will be someone out there that says, you said you liked little green Martian men and you believe. No, I don't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I do believe in UFOs. And what is a UFO? An unidentified flying object. Or a UAP. An unidentified aerial phenomenon. Whatever you want to call it. It's something that you see in the sky that you just don't know what it is. All right? So, yeah, I do believe in alien life. And I think it's almost ignorant not to. And I say that because out of all the planets in this vast universe, this whole entire universe, and we think we're the shit, we think we're it, nah. No, nope, not at all. Just my opinion. You know what they say about opinions. Lot to say, lot to say. Look at this view right here. Now, I've already gone. This is like another section of water. We were around that corner, like around, like around that little sandbar location. We were around there and we walked all the way around up into the woods and then back over here. And this is just amazing. It's been probably almost a mile since we last had a little bit of a dialogue, or at least since the last time I was talking. And yeah, I'm just trying to take in all these moments right here and enjoy the nice days that we have. That's basically what I've been doing, you know. I haven't seen anyone. This is awesome. The parking lot, and I'll show you the parking lot. You know, when I get back down there, I'll show you the parking lot. But there's nobody out here. There's no one out here. No one out here. But you would think there was a lot of people here because the parking lot's crowded. It's just weird. It's a good weird though. You know, I don't really feel like running into anybody. But I guess if I did, I mean, what's the quick interaction? Somebody walks by, hi, how you doing? And that's it. Going down around the corner. There's something cool I want to show you up here, so when I get to that point, I'll just bring you back. Look at this little area that I'm coming up on. Isn't this beautiful? Now, when I was here, the water was basically right up to like where my shadow is right there. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, it is low. And I sat here over on that bench right there, and I cooked up some soup. Didn't even spill it. I probably should have filmed that so you could have seen that I can make a meal without spilling it or dumping it. But yeah, I was there, and I was feeding a little bit of the sunfish, just throwing in some cookies and everything. Wow, the water is just way out there. But yeah. Nice. Just sitting here looking at that view. And like I said, this isn't the video that I intended to make. It just turned into this. It just turned into, I guess I had a lot of things to just say, and I guess, and get off my chest. But yeah, I wanted to acknowledge an idiot outdoors, and just, I guess this is my way to pay my respect. And I really feel for his family. I really do. And on the YouTube aspect of things, if you want to get out there and do some of this, then go ahead. Get out there. Anybody can be a YouTuber. And if you're on YouTube, don't take anything to heart. People don't know you. They think they know you on like a little 2-second video that you might be putting out. I think it's kind of comical. And I don't really get into it with people, I just don't. It's not worth my time. I don't care. It's just water off a duck's ass, okay? And that's the way it has to be. Water right off a duck's ass. They don't know you. That people who try to bring you down, it's not about you. It's about them. They're miserable in their own skin, and they can't stand to see someone unbothered and living their life. So that's all I got. And I appreciate you guys coming. I'm going to sit here and chill. Probably show you a little bit more of the scenery, bring you to the parking lot and show you this place. This is the Myles Standish State Forest in Carver, Massachusetts. Acres and acres and acres of land. And if you're in this area, I highly recommend coming to check it out. If you're not from this area, make it a plan. Come check it out. So, and anyway, more exciting things coming up. Woo, do all the YouTuber, like, subscribe, comment, share. I don't care, all right? I appreciate your time. Oh wow, look at the size of this mushroom. It's as big as my hand. Look at that. That thing is huge. Wow. Look at these beautiful colors. A lot more of the golds than the reds in here. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of pine, scrub oak, but there are some trees that are giving off some pretty good color. It's the best time of year for hiking, in my own opinion. I mean, the winter's pretty cool too. Can't wait to do some winter hikes, but we're gonna enjoy today. Oh, wow, look at this. This is where the trail gets a little skinny again. It's almost like a single track for like one person to come through. So look at it, it's just narrowing. Once we get up around that pine tree right there, it's like really skinny. Really skinny. Boy. Ooh, listen to the cicadas, the peepers, the birds. Nice. All right, so we've walked a ways rather. This is probably like, I guess, one of the quicker 3 mile or 3+ mile hikes that I've done. It just seemed to go by really quickly. I'm just kind of enjoying it, every single minute of it, you know. Like, if you like nature and the outdoors, then yeah, this would appeal to you. And this is where it brings you out onto the road, and we're almost at the parking lot. All right. So now out onto the road. And if I was on my bike from like the main parking area past that gate, the bike trail I go on is kind of up past that little square sign right up there, and then right on the left, those are where the bike trails are that I go. For now, we're just going to head back to the parking lot. Wow, that water is so low. Check this out right here. Whoa. Yeah, that water is low. You can see that a little bit better. Wow. Beautiful. All right, well, we made it back to the car. There's only 5 cars left here in the parking lot. It's like when I first got here, it seemed like people were going camping. There was like a couple of trucks here, some cars. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. But yeah, usually this parking lot is pretty packed. But yeah, I appreciate you coming along on this hike. It was awesome. This has been the Myles Standish State Forest in Carver, Massachusetts. Links will be down below if you're interested. There'll also be links to a Helpline. If you're feeling like you maybe need to talk to somebody, you know, there'll be that down below. There's no shame in reaching out for help or wanting to talk. If you want to do it anonymously, you can do that. There's you don't have to download an app. There's some numbers you can call and just talk to somebody anonymously. Just you know, info dump and, you know, get your feelings out and whatever it is. We're in some hard times nowadays, and it's very hard. We're very closed off, you know, whether you want to agree or not. It is, okay? We're in a world where everybody's like behind a screen. Everybody's like behind a screen, looking at things, talking to people through screens and everything like that, instead of in real life. And depression, it's a thing. Mental health, it is a thing, and men's mental health is something that I think gets overlooked a lot due to, you know, reasons I said earlier. And as far as all the other stuff, you know, just take everything with a grain of salt. You can't please everybody all the time, and why would you want to? You know, if everyone was the same, how freaking boring would that be? All right, so guys, I appreciate you coming, and I will just see you on the next one. Peace.